True Detective season 4. The last episode is premiered last Sunday, and I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. Like, I was there every Sunday, like in front of the TV trying to watch it, but it's like, damn, at the end it's just kind of lackluster. Like I went back and watched the first season, and then trying to compare it to this season, it's like the acting just don't hit the same. The case just don't hit the same. The case is actually kind of trash how it's over, and it's like, damn, set this up to be supernatural event, and it's just like, actually no, it wasn't. And I think that's kind of bad writing. I think you kind of like put the supernatural event in to kind of like save your writing, to kind of save your bad storytelling. Like you wanted us to think that it's supernatural when it's not at all. I didn't like that whatsoever. Abdul, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not even comparable to season 1. That's impossible. You were invested in the dynamic that Rust and Marty had, which is like, it's unfair to compare it to it, but you know, they set the bar really high. I definitely agree with that. I think this True Detective covered up more murders than it actually solved. Like, the entire thing was essentially them going through the motions of like, okay, we need to solve this. Is this even a murder, or is this not a murder? Is this going to be beyond the scope of their police work type of shit? I didn't really understand like what the conflict was. Like, I was really going through it. I'm like, I'm also tuning in these episodes. You know, this whole kid and his girlfriend are getting in fights because he's doing his job as a cop, and she's feeling away.
Solving a murder,
like,
bitch.
A lot of it, like, you didn't get it. Whereas like Marty in the first season, it's like, yeah, this guy's cheating, and you know, he feels judged by Rust and shit like that. You kind of saw like how much they were sacrificing their real life for the purpose of the case. Whereas this, it's like, okay, they hate each other because they covered up a previous murder. Now this Navarro is like apparently seeing visions and things like that. Maybe there's something paranormal happening. Maybe these people that were frozen, someone moved them and things. But then this ending comes out and it's like the maids are cleaning crew or some shit.
The maids did it. The maids did it. I was like, oh my god! I really couldn't wait for you to watch it. I was like, yo, he's gonna watch it and just be so mad like I was. I was really sitting on the couch. I was like thinking, the maids. That's it.
Yeah.
You have me believe like some ghost, some dead chick came back to life because these scientists were digging in the ground, looking for shit they should have no business touching, came back and like got her revenge. No, it was the maids. The maids with shotguns came back and killed them. It's like, that is so anticlimactic, bro. I'm so angry.
Yeah, and it makes those, like you said, it makes those visions and that paranormal stuff seem so forced now, because you look back at the show, it's kind of like, what was the point of even drawing that in? Like, even the visions after it's revealed of like her seeing, I can't remember the guy's name that they were like trying to interrogate at the very end. When she sees a vision of him come back in and stuff like that and scream, and then like, I just didn't like that. And then the ending of like, I can tell you where Navarro is. She's not out on that ice. And I guess they're trying to leave it out as like, maybe she died. And then this whole pollution aspect. I'm like, there's just no avenue of this story that made me curious. Whereas like season 1, even though it ended and you see him have like this existential crisis and stuff like that, like, you know, he wasn't the only one we stopped. Like there's a whole like child abuse ring and things like that. Like, we didn't stop everybody, but you know what matters anymore. We literally almost gave our life for this type of shit. Like, it was really well written, and he didn't let the case die because he knew like we covered up a murder. It built you up to that, and into like the sacrifice that like the tolls it took on themselves. This didn't feel like this shit at all. One, man, these cops suck. Like, these cops
they're pretty bad
like,
cops.
Like the Navarro chick is like getting mad, like sending her sister to the mental hospital, whatever, and then she gets washed by 3 guys. Like, they just beat the shit out of her or something like that. I'm like, what were you thinking? And I did like the tone is like how it looked like mad gloomy, and I'm like, okay, this is something new. I was tuning in because it wasn't bad acting, like where season 2 was just like, what the fuck is happening? But this shit even try to force a weird government conspiracy thing into it, where like, hey, the case is over, don't take it on. Of course they are, but it didn't even feel like the stakes were high enough for me to give a fuck. Yeah. So this might be like right above season 2 and under season 3, and then season 1 is still number 1. So,
like, it's not a terrible ass watch until you get to the last episode and realize you've wasted like 8 hours of your life.
But that's what it matters. Like, essentially, no one remembers a show for its like first 4 episodes. You're gonna remember it for the very last moment, and the reveal of this shit was garbage.
Absolutely.
Like,